The war had dragged on for years, and Anakin Skywalker was hailed across the Republic as its brightest champion. Yet beneath the glory, unease gnawed at him. The dreams had returned, visions of fire, screams, and a dark figure standing over charred worlds. That night, as he meditated in the dim light of the Coruscant skyline, the Force itself stirred. A cold wind swept through his thoughts, pulling him into a storm of light and shadow. Suddenly, he was no longer in his quarters, but standing on a barren world of black ash. In the distance, he saw the Jedi temple burning, its spires collapsing into flame. At the center of it all stood a towering figure, armor black as night, breath mechanical and hollow. Anakin reached for his lightsaber, but the figure mirrored his movement perfectly. When their blades clashed, time seemed to stop. Through the glare of red and blue, Anakin saw the reflection beneath the mask. It was him, older, colder, consumed by hate. The voice that spoke wasn't his own, yet it came from within. You will become me. You will destroy everything you love. Anakin staggered back, shaking his head. No, I'd never. The vision erupted into chaos. Padme's lifeless body in his arms, the cries of Obi-Wan, the laughter of Palpatine echoing through endless fire. Anakin screamed as the darkness closed in, and suddenly, he was back in his chamber, gasping for breath. Sweat poured down his face. The vision felt too real, too detailed to dismiss as a dream. He looked at his hands, steady, strong, but trembling with something deeper than fear. Was this the will of the Force, or a warning of what he was destined to become? When dawn came, Anakin stood alone in the temple's meditation hall, staring into the vastness of Coruscant. The choice before him was simple, but impossible. Seek help from the Jedi, or hide the vision from them entirely. As he turned away, the faint sound of a distorted mechanical breath echoed once more through the Force, reminding him that his future was already watching. The morning after his vision, Anakin could barely focus. Every flash of light on the temple walls reminded him of the burning Jedi halls from his dream. The echo of that mechanical breathing lingered in his ears like a curse. He tried to dismiss it as the cost of war, but the Force wouldn't let him rest. He needed answers, but not from the Council, not from Obi-Wan. They would only speak of patience, of letting go. Anakin had lost too much already. Padme, the war, his trust. What he'd seen, it wasn't just fear. It was a future. So, under the veil of night, he walked the silent corridors of the Jedi Temple and entered the deepest meditation chamber. There, waiting in stillness, was Master Yoda. The old Jedi opened his eyes before Anakin spoke. "Troubled you are," Yoda said softly. "Darkness around you, growing, I sense." Anakin knelt, his voice low. "Master, I've seen something impossible. A vision, a man, a monster in black armor. I fought him. I was him." Silence filled the chamber. Only the soft hum of the temple's shields broke the stillness. "Visions of the future," Yoda replied. "Dangerous they are. Misread them, even the wisest may." Anakin clenched his fists. "But what if it's real? What if I'm becoming what I fear most?" Yoda's gaze sharpened. "Then face it, you must. The shadow within, deny it not. But control it, you can." For a long moment, Anakin stared into the floor, the words heavy on his chest. Control. The same word Palpatine often used when speaking of power. As Anakin rose, Yoda's tone deepened. "Remember, Skywalker, the future is always in motion. What you choose now decides all." Anakin bowed slightly, concealing the storm behind his eyes. He thanked Yoda and turned away, his steps echoing into the dark hall. Outside, the city lights of Coruscant flickered below. For the first time, he feared not the enemy, but himself. Far above, in his private chamber, Darth Sidious felt a tremor in the Force and smiled. In the days that followed Anakin's secret meeting with Yoda, the Jedi Temple felt unsettled. The Force itself seemed to tremble, carrying a pulse of unease through every corridor. Masters across the galaxy reported visions, fleeting glimpses of fire betrayal, and a chosen one shrouded in darkness. Inside the council chamber, the tension was palpable. Wind howled beyond the tall glass windows as holograms of distant Jedi flickered and shifted. Mace Windu stood at the center, his tone sharp. "There's something wrong with Skywalker," he said flatly. His emotions cloud every mission, every judgment. Obi-Wan stepped forward, his expression weary. He's been through more than any of us. The war, the loss of trust, the Chancellor's influence. He needs guidance, not suspicion. Yoda's ears drooped slightly. Guidance, yes, but darkness, I feel, deep within him. It grows. Clouded his destiny has become. Ki-Adi-Mundi's voice cut through the room. Then what do we do? Strip him of command? Remove him from the order? The silence that followed was heavier than any storm. The council knew Anakin's power, knew the people's faith in him. He was a symbol of victory. Removing him would fracture the Order's already fragile unity, and perhaps push him further toward the very shadow they feared. Obi-Wan looked toward the floor. He won't understand. If we confront him now, we lose him. Windu crossed his arms. If we don't, the galaxy might lose everything else. Yoda closed his eyes, his voice soft but grim. Watch him. We must decide we will when truth reveals itself. As the meeting adjourned, none noticed a subtle flicker of light from the temple's security feed, an invisible listener monitoring from afar. In his darkened office, Chancellor Palpatine smiled as he replayed every word. The Jedi's distrust had begun to bloom, just as he had foreseen. And as the sun set over Coruscant's skyline, Anakin stood on the temple balcony, staring into the horizon, feeling the weight of unseen eyes upon him. Mustafar burned beneath a sky of molten clouds. Rivers of lava carved through blackened stone as Anakin's starfighter descended into the inferno. The Force had called him here, its whispers pulling him toward this world like gravity itself. He stepped onto the landing platform, the heat pressing against his armor, his mind a storm of unease. Every instinct screamed that something was waiting for him. The wind shifted, and he felt it, a presence identical to his own, dark and heavy with anger. From the smoke ahead, a figure emerged, cloaked in shadow. The man's outline mirrored his own, lightsaber in hand. The reflection spoke first. "You came looking for truth," it said, voice cold and familiar. "Then see what you will become." A crimson blade ignited. Anakin drew his own saber in response, the blue light clashing violently with red. Sparks exploded into the air as both versions of Skywalker moved with identical fury. Every strike, every parry matched perfectly. It wasn't a duel. It was a mirror. The shadow spoke between blows. You think you can save Padme. You think you can defy fate. But you already know the price. Anakin's rage broke through. "I won't become you." Their blades locked, hissing under the heat. The shadow leaned closer, its voice dripping with venom. "You already have." In that instant, the shadow's mask shattered, revealing Anakin's own face twisted by hatred, his eyes burning yellow. A surge of dark energy burst from the doppelganger, throwing Anakin backward onto scorched ground. He stared at his trembling hands, feeling the same darkness pulsing through his veins. The shadow lowered its saber. "You cannot destroy me. I am what gives you strength." Then, like smoke in the wind, it vanished. Anakin fell to his knees, his reflection shimmering in the lava below. Half light, half shadow. The Force around him was silent, watching. He had faced his darkness, but had not defeated it. And far away, across the galaxy, Darth Sidious felt the disturbance and whispered, "Soon!" The fires of Mustafar still burned in Anakin's mind. He had fought his reflection and failed to destroy it. Every breath since felt heavier, poisoned by the knowledge that the darkness within him was real. He returned to Coruscant in silence, but the stars themselves seemed colder now. Sleep offered no escape. When he closed his eyes, he heard the same mechanical breathing from his visions, echoing in the void. Then came the voice, smooth, calm, seductive. You've seen what you could become, my boy, but it doesn't have to end in pain. Anakin stirred, trapped between dream and waking. Shadows curled around him, forming vague shapes, hands reaching out from the dark. At their center stood the figure Padme, pale and fading. She reached for him, whispering his name. "Save me, Anakin." His pulse quickened. "Padme." He tried to run toward her, but the shadows deepened, swallowing her whole. The voice returned, stronger now. "You cannot save her as you are. The Jedi will not teach you what must be done. But I can." An image flickered in the air before him. Coruscant skyline bathed in blood-red light, and above it, Anakin standing tall, cloaked in darkness, his hand raised over a galaxy kneeling in submission. "Through me," the voice continued, "you will master life itself." Anakin's fists clenched. "No, I won't become that." "Then watch or die," the darkness hissed. Again and again, the image shifted, Padme gasping for air, collapsing in his arms. The same nightmare that had haunted him for weeks now replayed with cruel precision. Anakin fell to his knees, trembling. "Tell me what I have to do." The shadows drew close, whispering like a storm. "Seek the one who knows the secrets of life and death. The Sith Lord walks among you, hidden in plain sight." Anakin awoke with a gasp, drenched in sweat. Outside his window, dawn broke across Coruscant, but the light felt distant, hollow. He now knew what he had to find. The meditation chamber was silent, but within Anakin's mind, a storm was raging. Since Mustafar, his connection to the Force had become unpredictable. Flashes of darkness interrupting moments of calm, whispers interrupting every thought. That night, unable to endure the noise, he gave into meditation once more. He sank deep into the Force, searching for peace. Instead, he found fire. The ground beneath him cracked open as he stood once more upon Mustafar. But this time, he knew it wasn't real. The lava roared, the air vibrated with anger, and from the glow emerged the same figure as before, the shadow of Vader. "You can't escape me," the reflection said, igniting its red blade. "You are me." Anakin's saber flared to life with blinding blue. "No," he growled. "I'm stronger than you." Their blades clashed, sending bursts of molten rock into the air. Each strike carried emotion, rage, guilt, desperation. Anakin fought to silence the whispers, to prove that he still controlled his fate. But the shadow pressed harder, feeding on his fear. "You fight for love," it sneered, pushing him back. "But love is weakness. It will destroy you." Anakin swung with fury. "It gives me strength." The shadow caught his blade, locking their sabers together. "Then show me," it whispered. The ground erupted as both combatants unleashed a force blast, sending them crashing apart. Anakin rose, panting, his face reflected in the molten river below, half light, half darkness. "Admit it," the shadow taunted. "You crave power. You want control. You want her back, no matter the cost." Anakin hesitated. His saber faltered. The shadow lunged, its blade aimed for his heart. But Anakin's fury exploded outward in a surge of blue fire. The phantom disintegrated, screaming into the void. Silence returned, yet the air still shimmered where it stood. Anakin fell to his knees, breathing hard. "I won't become you," he whispered. But as he looked down, the reflection in the lava no longer moved with him. Its eyes, yellow and burning, stared back, smiling. The duel had not ended when Anakin opened his eyes. He was still kneeling on the temple floor, yet the vision continued around him, reality and illusion blurring together. The sound of battle still echoed in his mind, the red blade of his dark reflection burning brighter, stronger. He tried to center himself, but the shadows struck again, tearing through the air with relentless fury. Each blow drove him deeper into fear. Every defensive block weakened his resolve. The whispers returned. Padme's cries. Obi-Wan's disappointment. The Chancellor's promise of power. "You can't win," the Shadow taunted. "You were never strong enough to save anyone." Anakin roared and charged, unleashing a flurry of strikes that split the air with thunder. He fought like a man possessed, driven by desperation, not purpose. The Shadow smiled as it absorbed his rage, growing darker, faster, more unstoppable. With one swift motion, it disarmed him. His saber clattered to the floor, its blue light fading. The Phantom stood over him, blade poised at his throat. "This is who you are," it whispered. "Fear, anger, loss. You cannot destroy me without destroying yourself." Anakin's breath came heavy, his heart pounding with hatred, and then a memory flickered. Yoda's voice, calm and certain. "Control fear you must. Let go what you fear to lose." The words pierced through the noise. Anakin closed his eyes. For the first time, he stopped fighting. The lava, the heat, the fear, it all faded into silence. "I'm not afraid," he said quietly. The Shadow froze. Its blade wavered. "I don't need to fight you," Anakin continued. "You're not my enemy. You're my failure, and I release you." Light erupted from within him, flooding the void. The Shadow screamed, dissolving into fragments of smoke that vanished into the air. The molten landscape shattered, and Anakin found himself alone, kneeling once more in the meditation chamber, his saber beside him. The storm within had calmed. For a fleeting moment, peace returned. But far away, Sidious felt a tremor and knew his grip on the Chosen One was slipping. The chamber fell silent after the storm. The air felt different, lighter, yet heavy with unseen consequence. Anakin opened his eyes to find the world still trembling around him, as though reality itself had taken a breath. The vision was gone, but its echo lingered deep in the Force. He stood slowly, staring at his reflection in the Durasteel wall. No shadow behind him, no whisper of darkness, only silence. Yet in that stillness, Anakin sensed something vast, something changing. The Force flowed differently now. What had once been a tide of conflict now surged with imbalance. The light had flared brighter, but so too had the dark. By choosing peace, Anakin had not destroyed the Shadow. He had disturbed the delicate scale that bound it. He felt presences stir across the galaxy. Shocks of awareness. Yoda, startled from meditation on Coruscant. Sidious, rising sharply in his private chambers, eyes widening in fury. Even far beyond known space, ancient remnants of the Sith whispered awake. In the Jedi Temple, masters gathered as the Force itself roared through the halls. "A disturbance," Mace Windu muttered, gripping his chair. Something shifted. Yoda's voice trembled with both awe and concern. "Change, the Chosen One has. But at what cost, the balance now quakes." Meanwhile, Anakin stepped out onto the temple balcony, the wind sweeping across the city below. He could feel the Force breathing through every heartbeat, every star, every shadow. The darkness within him had not vanished. It had merged, contained but alive. He reached for his communicator, hesitating before activating it. "Obi-Wan, I need to speak with you." His voice carried the weight of revelation and uncertainty. Far below, in the Senate district, Darth Sidious stood at his window, lightning flickering behind his eyes. His plans, years of careful deceit, had been shaken. The future was no longer his to control. "The Chosen One has interfered," he hissed. "But balance can be broken again." Thunder rolled across Coruscant, echoing to the Force like a warning. And as the light stabilized, the darkness began to gather once more. Deep within his office, Darth Sidious froze. The air thickened, the shadows around him quivered, and the faint sound of a heartbeat echoed through the Force. Anakin Skywalker heartbeat. But something had changed. The dark side recoiled from him like light piercing through smoke. Sidious gripped his desk, his eyes flashing yellow. No, no! He could feel Anakin's choice like a blade through his plans. The boy had turned away from the darkness. The future Sidious had shaped. The Empire, the control, the power, was slipping through his fingers. He slammed his palms onto the table, the room trembling. So be it. Within hours, coded orders spread through every clone legion across the stars. The contingency he had reserved for betrayal, Order 66, was reactivated. But this time, his rage fueled it beyond design. His command pulsed through the Force like thunder. In the Jedi Temple, confusion erupted. Masters and Padawans sensed the coming storm before it arrived. Gunships descended over Coruscant's skyline as blaster fire echoed through the spires. Mace Windu and Yoda met in the council chamber, the hollow projectors flashing red alerts. "He strikes now," Windu growled. The Sith reveals himself. Yoda's eyes closed. "Ready we must be. But alone, Skywalker should not face this." Across the city, Anakin ran through the chaos, the Force pulling him toward the Senate building. The vision was gone, the shadow defeated. But the war had followed him into reality. He reached the Chancellor's office. Doors blasted open by explosions. Inside, Sidious waited, his head drawn, his face a storm of fury and hatred. "You have betrayed me, my boy," the Sith hissed. "You were destined to bring balance by destroying the Jedi, not saving them." Anakin ignited his lightsaber, the blue glow cutting through the red mist. "No," he said coldly. "I'll bring balance by ending you." Sidious smiled, lightning gathering at his fingertips, then witnessed the full power of the dark side. The air ignited as blue clashed with lightning. Master and monster locked in destiny's final storm. Lightning tore through the Senate chamber, scorching durasteel and hurling shattered debris into the air. Sidious stood at its center, his face twisted with hate, his voice echoing like thunder. "You cannot defeat me, Skywalker. I am the dark side." Anakin pressed forward, each step defying the storm. His blade caught the lightning, turning white-hot from the strain. The Force flowed through him, not as rage, not as fear, but as balance. The visions of Padme, the screams of the war, the whispers of power, they all fell silent. "I am not your weapon," he said. "I am what the Force made me to be." Sidious howled, hurling more power than ever before. Statues shattered, the Senate rotunda quaked, and the dark energy threatened to consume them both. But Anakin's calm deepened, his focus absolute. He redirected the lightning, sending it crashing into the pillars behind the Sith. The explosions lit the chamber like dawn breaking through a storm. Across Coruscant, clone troopers hesitated as confusion rippled through the Force. The dark hold of their master faltered. The Jedi, scattered and hunted, began to sense it too, the imbalance shifting. Palpatine staggered, his robe smoking. "You were destined to serve me," he spat. "No," Anakin replied, eyes clear. "I was destined to end you." With a single, decisive strike, Anakin severed the Sith's lightning hand. The scream that followed shook the building to its foundations. But as Sidious fell, a surge of dark energy burst outward, an uncontrolled wave of hatred and pain. The shock wave blasted Anakin backward, tearing through glass and metal. He barely caught the edge of the Senate platform. His knuckles white as the Force around him screamed in chaos. Sidious, broken but alive, vanished into the storm below, his laughter fading into the roar of the city. Anakin pulled himself up, the world trembling in silence. The war wasn't over. The Empire hadn't yet fallen. But for the first time, light had broken through the darkness. And somewhere in the void, the Force whispered, this was only the beginning.